Buenas to another episode of Dimitra's Dishes. Today we're making little holiday shortbreads, and I love these cookies because they're bite-sized. They're so pretty. They're perfect for putting on top of pies and tarts and things like that, or just to have them with a nice cup of coffee, or to give them as gifts. I love giving these things inside cookie boxes, as housewarming presents. I always bring something when I'm invited to someone's house for dinner. It's usually something sweet, and if I have time to bake it, I usually bake a nice batch of these cookies because everyone loves them. They keep fresh for a while if they last in an airtight container at room temperature. So they're made with basic, simple, easy ingredients. Let's get started. To make these cookies, all you need to make one batch of them, I suggest you make a few batches because you don't have to bake them all. You can shape them and everything like that, and then keep them frozen and bake them as you need them. And this time of year, you have family coming over, friends coming over for coffee or tea. You always need something sweet, and you just bake them. They're ready in like 15-20 minutes once you put them in the oven. Anyway, 3 sticks of butter, which is 3/4 pounds. Unsalted butter, you want it to be nice and soft. So take it out about an hour or two before you're ready to use it and leave it at room temperature, or pop it in the microwave for a few seconds. Then I'm going to add 1/2 cup of confectioner sugar and 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. You could do all granulated sugar or all confectioner sugar. It's up to you. 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 2 heaping teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. Now you can flavor these in so many different ways. This is the base recipe and it is my favorite, but you can add a little bit, maybe a teaspoon of almond extract, hazelnut extract. So many ways to do it. You can put some orange zest in here, you know, get creative, but I like to keep them plain. This is my favorite way to have them. And whip this up or beat it on high speed until the butter is nice and fluffy. Go in and mix in between to get whatever stuck on the bottom and the sides of the bowl, you know, incorporated in the dough. That's going to be a dough. At home, I suggest you whip it a little bit more so it's a little bit fluffier, but we're kind of in a time crunch today. Then I have 3 cups of all-purpose flour. That is 440 grams. I can't ever remember numbers, but all of the gram measurements are going to be on the blog post, on the recipe, in the recipe card, so don't worry about it. You can go ahead and put the flour in a few batches or all at once. This is such a forgiving dough and it's so easy to make. Mix it all together on low speed first, and then you could increase the speed a little bit to like maybe a 2 or a 3, and just mix it for a few minutes until the dough comes together. And this tends to be a little bit of a sticky dough, but if your dough is extra sticky and kind of moist, then you can add 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup more of all-purpose flour. But keep in mind, when you roll it out, you are going to roll it out with some flour, so you don't want to add too much flour, otherwise the cookies aren't going to be as good as they could be. Transfer the dough out to a work surface, a cutting board or something like that, that has been lightly floured. So I have these little pie crust cutters that I'm going to use as cookie cutters. They're decorative. They sell them in seasonal shapes and things like that. So I have some leaves and acorns and things like that here for fall. Then I have this snowflake and reindeer and little gingerbread man. These are Christmassy shapes and things like that, and I love them because when you're cutting out your dough, you can use this obviously for pies or for cookies. It has this little thing where you press it down and it creates a little pattern on the top, and it just looks so pretty. So I'm going to use these today, and I will put the link in on the blog post as well as underneath the video in the description box, so that way if you want to get them, you can get them from Amazon. That's where I got mine from. So go ahead and roll your dough out. I like to roll it out to a 1/2 inch in thickness. These taste better when they're nice and thick. These cookies, they also bake better. I feel like if you cut them out too thin, they can burn a little bit. Plus, shortbread cookies need to be a little rich. They need to be a little thicker if you ask me. But your kitchen, your rules, right? My kitchen, my rules. You can make them as thick or as thin as you like. Okay, so that looks good to me. I'm also going to put a little bit more flour on top. It's going to help the little cookie cutters release easily. And I'm going to start with this little acorn cutter just because I think it's so cute and it is still fall. And keep some flour handy so that way you could dip it in there so that way they release easily. And you just want to press down, and it holds the, what's it called, the dough inside. You want to line some baking trays with parchment paper, and then it comes out really easily, just like that. And I'll come in a little bit closer so you could see in a little bit. And you could keep going. You can you can use whatever your favorite, whatever favorite cookie cutter that you have. It doesn't even have to be these little fancy, what the heck, I got stuck. Okay, so you see how this got stuck? I am not gonna take this out. I'm gonna show you because it will happen to you too. If that happens, you do wanna have this handy and just dust it in there, and then it'll come out easily again. And you can just do all different ones. Here's what we're gonna do because this is a little too sticky. I should have added half a cup of flour to the dough while it was mixing in the mixer, but I'm not cutting this out. Other YouTubers might have cut this part out, but you know what? If I don't show the little mishaps and mistakes, then when you guys go to make it, if you're frustrated, I don't want that to happen to you. I want it to be easy peasy and seamless and without any issues. So you can just go ahead and just knead this on the counter with a little bit more flour so that way the dough is not that sticky. If the dough is too sticky, it's gonna continue to stick to these little cutters, and it is so frustrating when that happens. This should be good enough. The dough is still gonna be nice and soft, but it shouldn't stick now. Yes, it comes out very easily. So this batch makes about 140 to 150 cookies. You cannot beat that. It makes so many little cookies. Perfect for gift giving, perfect for this time of year, perfect for having on hand. And like I said, you don't have to bake them all. It is best if you chill them before you bake them. So if you have room in your freezer, pop them in the freezer for like 20 minutes, just so that way they can set and hold their shape better once they go in the oven. Then either keep them in the freezer, you can transfer them to freezer safe bags once they're chilled, or wrap the trays in plastic wrap so that way you can just take them out and bake them straight away. These go in a preheated 350-degree oven for about 20 or 25 minutes. Keep an eye on them. And if you're putting several trays in there, it is going to take a little bit longer. If you are putting several trays in your oven, make sure to rotate them in between so that way they all cook evenly. Some ovens tend to cook a little bit stronger on the bottom, so the bottom rack, the sheet pan that's on the bottom rack can burn. So keep an eye on them and do rotate them. Here's another tip. If you're planning on making several batches of these cookies, be sure to use the same parchment paper over and over again. Once you bake them, let the trays cool, lift the cookies out of them and put them in another container, and then use those same cookie trays, cookie pans, and parchment paper to make as many batches as you want. There's no need to waste or keep washing the pans over and over again. We used to do this at the bakery for years, and it's a tip that you want to have on hand because nobody likes to wash extra dishes. Anyway, once my cookies chill, I'm going to pop them in the oven and bake them until they're nice and golden. Shortbread cookies are still a little bit pale in the center, so just, keep that in mind. I'll show you what they look like as soon as they're ready. All right, so my cookies were ready in 20 minutes, but ovens vary. The way their temperature is different, so some ovens bake a little warmer than others. Just make sure to rotate the trays, because if you'll notice, the tray that I didn't rotate, that stayed on the bottom, those cookies did get a little bit darker. They didn't burn or anything because I took them out just in time, but they're not as, pale as the other ones. They'll still be fine. We'll still enjoy them, but just keep that in mind. Also keep in mind that separate the cookies before you put them in the oven. They don't need that much space in between them because they don't rise or spread or anything like that. But if they stick together when they're baking, then it kind of ruins their shape, and that's the whole point of these cookies. You want them to be beautiful and hold their shape. You don't want them to stick together. Then you're going to have to separate them and they break and all that stuff. I make the mistake so that way you don't have to. Anyway, I baked all 3 trays. You don't have to. Like I said, you can keep them frozen. They stay fresh in the freezer for a month, 2 months. I don't know. Cookies have never lasted that long for me to really know for sure if they do get a stale taste. But let me know what's the longest you've kept cookies in your freezer before baking. These are beautiful. You can store them in an airtight container. I like to put them in these little glass cookie jars and take them out when I have friends over for coffee. It is time for my favorite part of doing these videos, which is the taste test. And look at how cute they are. Look at the snowflakes and the little reindeer. They're so cute. Perfect. Just the right amount of sweetness. They crumble and melt in your mouth. They're crispy. They're so delicious. I think you guys are going to absolutely love them. Exact measurements, as always, are on the website, dimitrasdishes.com. If you want to learn how to make more cookies, I'll put a link over here so you could watch some more delicious cookie recipes. Thank you guys so much for spending time with me today. I'll see you all next time. Yes, us.